like to go back to like Good Fiction specifically, it really was a little bit of a thing because I was coming in with like in a bunch of different ways, a different perspective. Like not only was I younger, but also like I play classical guitar. You know, like I go to music school and like I spend a lot of my free time studying engineering and music theory and like practice the guitar all the time and stuff like that. Whereas like which automatically changes your relationship to music compared to people who like playing instruments and then like started a band with their friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so like obviously I'm not saying that like I'm doing anything the right way, but that was just a different perspective coming into it where it was like I just we all kind of realized a couple times that I was just viewing things from a fundamentally different point of view.
Yeah.
And then it just like it was never really, there was definitely like growing pains, I guess, sometimes. And I'm also a pretty confrontational person too. Like I won't back down. Like
And
if I think I'm
loved
right.
Seriously, like I think to that note, I mean to cut you off in any way. Just
No, yeah.
Jake made a great execution of that, being a bandmate in this group, because Pat and I, for the longest time, we've always just been it's been very standoffish at certain points, on certain views, on certain like what do we want to do.
Yeah, we need a tiebreaker.
It means so much to have a third person in the room. It literally moved us as a band.
Oh yeah,
like when James first came in. That's when I first got a taste of it, because before then, Taylor didn't always have an opinion on things.
Taylor,
he didn't have opinions on things.
Taylor literally did not.
Should have mentioned Taylor.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, I love Taylor. He's one of my like good friends, but he's one of those guys who like I literally don't know when he's gonna turn up next. Like,
he can come in right now. I wouldn't know it.
I wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah. Taylor, like in the nicest way possible, he does not give a shit about anyone. You know what I mean? Like and that's just who he is. And Taylor would be. Taylor had his own agenda with the whole thing. Not like he was trying to undermine it. He wants to be a classical bass player in an orchestra. That was his goal from day one. And he ended up, I don't know how, but I coaxed him into being in a blues rock band like for a time.
And he did great, honestly.
And he did fine. But it was one of those like he like literally whenever he would ask about anything, he was kind of like, bros, I don't give a shit. Like
we would so many times go to his house and knock on his door for literally like probably an hour.
Early Good Fiction.
Yeah, the show was at like we had to load in at 6. We're at his door by 4. We're ringing on the bell till like 5. Like literally just like Pat, and Pat lives like an airport over, so it's okay. We're like, okay, let's go back and check on him a little bit.
Yeah.
Literally, like, the guy, he was like asleep or something, or he wasn't there. It was just like it was just Taylor being Taylor, and it made the band such a chaotic thing at the time that like I think we just had to really get it out on stage.
Alex and I would like in that way, like it solidified us like joining together on a lot, because it was kind of just like we need to get this like toddler to the show somehow. Like once he gets to the show. Like it's like somebody who's drug addicted, but like he's not drug addicted at all. He just like acts like that kind of like he's just. It's like 5 in the afternoon, 5 at night.
It's like dude should be up by now,
and he's not, because he had been playing classical bass up until 5 the previous night. Right. So like it was, so he's very devoted to his craft, but his craft was not our craft. You know what I mean? So Early Good Fiction was dealing with that. And any ideas that we would bring, he was basically like just a brick wall.
Basically.
Oh,
like
gross.
Thank goodness we had Jake come along, because I feel like he really
for those
helped
amazing jokes
us for these things. Like James was a great step in the right direction. Like he was there, but unfortunately we knew he wasn't going to be there the entire time. Like he had other
our
goals
second
in mind right
bassist,
away.
James, he basically gave us an exact timeline. He
told
said
us right away.
He said, "I'm getting married in a year. After that point, it's over."
Yeah,
and he and
it
stayed true.
It worked for a year. It worked for a year.
It
was great. We played some awesome shows, and it was great having him there for along the ride. Yeah. And then Jake came along, and it was even better, because it was someone that we knew, like, okay, we can depend on you, because like you knew of James already, like you were close friends with him already at that point. Like, okay, I feel like I could trust this guy already right off the bat. No matter what his age was, no matter what his interests were outside of the band, I feel like I could trust this dude the minute I saw him at Pat's kitchen.
You do need someone
moment.
with that sort of willingness to confront issues.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's the opposite of a yes man. He's a
are-
no man all the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
He's like a why man.
That's really why.
An existential why metacognitive man.
Yeah,
that's really what Jake, like, because I used to be that, and then like I've changed a lot over the past few years. I think I don't know if you know me pretty well, so you maybe not. But like as far well, not saying you didn't, but like I'm saying I don't know if you think that I've changed. You know what I mean? No, you're the exact same. Move on, you piece of shit. Grow up. No, but like it was just interesting how like when you came in, the dynamic of the band changed from me. I used to be the like, let's think about things for hours and like never get any shit done. And I had to become the, no, we're getting shit done because Jake, you've been thinking about this for 3 hours.
Right.
It's amazing that you're thinking about that because it like really, like it deepened our everything. It really deepened just why are we doing this? You know, why should we go on tour? Should we not? Should we end the band? Should we not?
Yeah.
Why are we climbing the mountain?
Well,
Like, why are we doing this at all?
I also
Yeah.
joined.
I like that. Why are we climbing?
I also joined, like I said earlier, at that crossroads where
Right.
they had made the decision that since they were going to look for someone,
Right.
like they were ready to like hit the road.
And we said when we auditioned you or whatever, it was like we kind of told you. I'm pretty sure I said something like. Yeah,
what?
Jake's in his rapper form now. Get ready. Little Jeezy over here. I love that. That's. But
that sounds like really mutually beneficial for everybody here. The band needed it. Like you needed something that was like, I need something serious. I need something that's like,
I mean, this is my first band. Like I had been saying for a while up until that point. Like I'd known what I wanted to do for a while, but it's really intimidating when you don't have anything. Because up until this point, like we were saying, you know, like with like writing my own music, right? I would get to the point where like I would just tear everything apart like immediately. And so there was a point where like I had this project that I had to work on for school that I had to use original music for. And like I was over at Pat's house having like a mental breakdown because it was mid-October. It had to be done before Christmas. And I didn't have anything tracked for any of the songs. I only had 1 out of 4 written.
Yeah.
And then Pat was just like, shut up, sit down. We're tracking a demo right now.
And we did.
I know that was your evolution, I'm guessing, to get to that point.
In terms of like
that, like, just shut up. This is like, was that part of your evolution as an artist, and also the way like I need to teach? You're ready to teach this to somebody that like.
Yeah, I think you know, for me personally, like our relationship, you know, and all of our, you know, being together, you know, like over the past year, it really transformed me because I used to be a real. Yeah, which a lot of people are, I think, with music specific, like musicians tend to be when they start out, they tend to be like all about the thinking about, you know, various things and never really actually executing anything.
I don't think it's just music.
Okay, good.
I think it's literally.
I'm like, I don't want to speak for other crafts or other creatives because I just know them, you know. But it's and I realized, you know, through kind of you know, our specifically with you writing. In the way that you do and me writing in the way that I do and kind of us interacting in that way. That teacher kind of somewhat mentor-ish thing that we had going on, it really solidified in me that willingness and that knowledge to like push things forward,
right?
And now I almost swung to the opposite side of the pendulum a little bit. I think there still, and I'm going to come back, but like I've yet to like put out my artist thing that I'm going to put out in 2020. I have 2 EPs done, and I have a third that's halfway tracked.
Really?
Right.
Yeah. And he's an animal.
Yeah. Because I write in a flurry, and because what we've done in the past year is Good Fiction, for the first time, I got my shit together in terms of planning.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like in a manic, you know, energy I create, and I never really followed through or executed. And then the past year with what we did and like what, you know, you forced me to do and we all forced each other to do through like what we tried to accomplish, that's what like it for me, it like sent me on a real barrel down of like, I'm just gonna execute this shit because like YOLO or whatever.
Do you think so? Sometimes I wonder.
I haven't heard anyone say YOLO in like years.
I just thought I'd squeeze it in. Yeah, I thought I'd squeeze it in for like ironic content.
It was cringy.
You think
you just
so?
posted cringe, bro?
I'm really old. We had I don't remember how long ago this was, but a buddy of mine you'd have to know him to know how funny it is that he's the person who had this. He had a slap bracelet that said YOLO on it.
Yeah.
He would do it in like a moment. Like it was just like, we're doing this. And,
I want to bring that back.
Yeah,
I want to be like
slap bracelets.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I had this idea that like we all need to get YOLO slap bracelets, and once a summer we each get one, and you each get to use it
Wow,
once.
yeah.
And it means everybody's doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a pact. If I use my YOLO bracelet, you're in.
Everyone's
I'm
doing
making
cake
this-
stands. Let's
Yeah.
go.
But so this mentor thing, because I've had a similar moment where I recognized in working with other people in other things that I was like saying they were freaking out, you know, like we're not going to meet our deadline.
Sure.
Nothing's getting done. And it's like in my head, I was going, yeah, we're not going to meet the deadline. Nothing's going to change here, but we're definitely not moving forward. This isn't helping.
Right.
So like there was that, I had a day where I was like working with them.
Just
and
had to take my earrings out. They were poking me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was the idiot
I was
who
like, dude,
who
what are you
didn't
doing?
consider that dangly earrings.
Yeah,
would-
they're cool.
Thank you.
I like those.
Thank you.
I thought they were
I appreciate
keys
it.
for a second. Like
Where do you get the keys from?
That's actually that's like your apartment
Yeah.
or your house key. Like
It's a-
here's-
There's
Hold this up.
purchase. There's Schenectady.
It's gonna be way out of focus there, but it's a
There we go.
it's a fish.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
It's
it's
a
a
parrot.
bird. It's a parrot. From
Yeah.
over here, it looked like a fish. Anyway, so but like you have that moment where they finally they accomplished something, and they were immediately freaking out about all of
Sure.
the other things that they hadn't done.
yeah.
And I was like, take a moment. Like we
Yeah.
have gotten more done today than we have in the past week.
Absolutely.
That's an accomplishment. Like this is a good thing. We're moving
yeah.
forward.
Yeah. Right.
And then I was like, holy shit, I need to do that with myself.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
holy shit, it's almost like you have to say it out loud
Yeah.
and have
That's why writing things down I find very
yeah,
important.
yeah, and
very important.
yeah, in that mentor role, by helping someone overcome whatever they're
Mhm.
struggling with, you can see the mirror. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that like mentor and reverse mentor kind
Yeah.
of thing. Because like either way, you are each getting that thing that you fear out of your head and into the open.
Mm.
Yeah,
And that's how fears are killed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's at least for me. I view fears as you can conquer fears by getting it out into the open and discussing it. I mean, that's like what therapy is like founded on,
Mhm.
right? So like it's just one of those interesting things where we in the last year of the band, you know, and this is kind of a summary of the entire thing. Like we dealt with our fears in a way that we never really had before, and not just about the band itself, just about like us as people, us as like artists, us as musicians, us as creatives. Like we really had to, because it wasn't just like our personality dynamics, it was like the situations that we put ourselves in